Hey guys, Maniac here, and I'm here with some Maniac reviews. And today, for Maniac reviews, I'm going to be reviewing the following. A show, yes, a show, not a movie, that stars Kevin Bacon, Bacon. Tremors. Alright, so, the following. Now this is a TV show that I've been watching. I think it'd be on the CBS. I don't know if you, I know I'm watching it on CTV, which is Canadian stuff, because, Canada, guys, Canada. I don't know what it'd be in America, if this show's even in America. I would guess so, because everything's in America. Anyway, so basically I'll start with characters, then I'll get into the storyline, and basically how this kind of draws out and stuff. So you have the main antagonist, or protagonist, whatever. I'm not even good with that stuff. You have the main character, who is Kevin Bacon. Randy's, I want to say Randy, that's not his character's name. I don't remember. Then you have the main bad guy, the psychological. I'll get into him in a while later on in the review. Joe Carroll, who at first when I saw it, I thought he was played by. I can't even remember the guy's name. He's a good actor. He was in Les Mis, horrible movie. He was at first the slave guy, and then he was like, never mind. Let's see. I almost said Robert Downey. Anyways, not Russell Crowe. Oh man, that's gonna bug me. If I think of it later on in the review, I'll mention it. You have the girl who's kind of caught in between these two guys, Kevin Bacon and Joe Carroll. Joe Carroll's not the actor's name. It's a different. I don't know what the actor's name is. And she was married to Joe Carroll, who turned out to be a serial killer, and then Kevin Bacon slept with her, and then, yeah. Then you have the FBI agent, the girl FBI agent, who in recent episodes turns out to be like she was from a cult or something, and this all becomes like cult related stuff. It gets really weird in this TV show, and again, I will get into that later on. You have the guy FBI agent, who's like a big tech whiz and stuff, and kind of Kevin Bacon's sidekick. Then you have Joey, the little child, who also is a big thing in this. And then you have Emma, who she's basically like Joe Carroll's right-hand man, who she watches Joey and stuff. So we'll get into storyline. So basically the storyline of this is a man named Joe Carroll is accused, wasn't accused, but was sentenced to jail for killing, I think around like almost 30 women or something in like a poetic way and stuff. He is also a book writer, or he was, and his book didn't really sell that good, but from what it looks like, what it is, people who read his book went insane and became under his control. That they still haven't explained. Like, there's a lot of stuff that they haven't explained in the TV series, and like the last episode was huge, like whoa, and then basically later on in about, I think, gets arrested in 2003, and then now it's 2013. So yeah, about 10 or 9 years later, he comes back, and he has all these people doing this stuff for him that turns out that they've been visiting him in jail and stuff. And they basically have this elaborate plan where they kidnap the girl's daughter, his ex-wife's daughter, son, and then he somehow ties in with everything, and then there's I'm just like, it gets really confusing, and it's really elaborate, but it's really good. now, and then it's basically now Kevin Bacon got relieved when he was working on Joe Carroll's case because I think Joe Carroll like stabbed him or something, and I can't remember from the first episode. And he has like a pacemaker in his heart, so because of the medical disability, he wouldn't be able to be an FBI agent anymore. So they relieved him. But then now that he's back and attacking, or at least that's what they believe, and turns out to be true, they hired him back, and he's now another FBI agent again, so he can deal with all this crap. It gets really elaborate. So basically, I guess I'll start off with negatives of this. It seems each episode, like the first two, Episode 1, of course, it's important. Episode 2, important. Episode 3 didn't really need it kind of did, but didn't really need to be there. It was just like a filler kind of episode. I would almost say kind of like last week's Walking Dead one. I call that a filler episode, or just something answering to the fans. There's a bit of character development in that one, and you just see another right-hand man, and then that's it. 4, I think, was kind of almost the same. No, 4 was important. 5, everything else, other than 3, it was either 3 or 4, I can't remember. 3 or 4, one of those two wasn't a good episode. Like, I found it as a filler episode, just something that they needed to put in. It did help a bit with character development, but they could have done that in another episode. Other negatives, there's a lot of stuff that I think it keeps me in. Like, there's a lot, like, I want to know how he's drawing in all these people. But the one thing is like, they said it only sold around 10 copies of his book. And yet he has this almost army of people. So my question is, like, how the heck has he gotten this? Now, maybe that will be revealed later, but it's just, it's good, and like, it's really it's a thriller kind of, and very psychological. Makes you think a lot, makes you try to figure out what's going on. But there are some plot holes in it, but each episode they like to have like flashbacks and stuff, which is cool, so then you can see what happened before, so you can get more character development and all that fun stuff. And maybe they'll do that in an upcoming episode. Positive storyline, flippin' excellent. Whoever plays Joe Carroll, spot on. He is probably he is a really good bad guy in TV shows. He'd probably be, in my top 3, he'd be 2. Number 1 being the governor. Number 3 is the governor from Walking Dead. And number 3 was, who is it? Person from Gurren Lagann, and I really liked that anime. Anyways, so yeah, that was, it's like really, and Kevin Bacon, Bacon. I always laugh when I hear Kevin Bacon or think of it. He actually does good. I've seen Tremors, not a good movie. It's so cheesy and so bad, and just, come on, you can do better. And there's so much padding in that doesn't need to be there. Anyways, though, off of Tremors, he is actually, this is probably one of his best roles, I would say, for Kevin Bacon. He does an outstanding job with his character. And there's like, the way that they develop all these different characters is really good. They're doing it right. There's just, like I said, there's some stuff with the storyline that you need to fill in like the first few episodes. Then for sure I'm in love with this series, but they're wanting to kind of suspend you in just so you can like keep watching every week to see if you find out. But of course, they're going to keep delaying it. probably until the end of season 1, maybe even at the beginning of season 2, unless if they get canceled. Hopefully not, because I'm going to keep watching this series. But other than that, this show is probably one of a kind, I would think, because a lot of the shows out there nowadays that are kind of like cop related, it's more, let's make a simulator about like a simulation on like what a daily cop's life is or something like that, or an FBI agent. And with this one, it's like, here's a psychopath and here's the FBI. Let's take psychopath, killer, thriller, horror, mix it in with cop with like cop TV shows, mix it together and following. Now the one thing that I'm always laughing about whenever they start talking about the book or they show the book, it looks like 50 Shades of Grey. Now, although I have not read that book, I know what it is about. I swear it's like supposed to be some joke or something. The cover looks, to me, of them when they like flash it every once in a while, looks like it, and it's just like, no, please not do that. You not do that. I'm just trying to think what else. There was another negative. Kevin Bacon's character, there's a lot of the stuff that they do doesn't need to happen. Like, they could, my thought is when you got Joe Carroll, like when they caught him, if he was as dangerous as he is, why don't you just kill him? Alright? Think about it. The guy is crazy, commands almost his own army, but let's just put him in jail, we'll be fine. And we'll let him have visitors. You wouldn't do that, alright? You wouldn't. You hear me? Are you hearing me? You wouldn't do that. You bastards. Alright, so rating for this, I'm going to be giving it a 4 out of 5. 4 out of 5. Like I said, there has been like the one, maybe even 2 filler episodes that didn't need to be there, didn't really become essential. Like, there was like points that you could just throw into another episode that would make it okay. But what can you do, right? So thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, favorite, like, and all that fun stuff. And I'll see you guys next time. Whatever I make. He's gonna dragon. A peace out.